She just if people
stands
aren't
up
looking at her, she loses her mind.
Yeah.
And I need to talk about how all of our favorite shows, Vanderpump Rules, The Valley, this, somehow Suck a Dick is the go-to like choice attack on people. And it's used in different ways, which I find so interesting. In Vanderpump, it's what you say to your boss when you're like, I'm a guest at my job.
Yeah.
When you feel powerful. In The Valley, it's what Janet doesn't do to Jason. And in this show, it's what Brittany does do to Jared.
Listener discretion advised. Adult language and mature content.
It is Two Queens, One Screen. I'm Jen.
I'm Keeley.
And we are back for another week. And we are starting a whole new season of Salt Lake, Real Housewives, Salt Lake. Woo! And this is going to be our reality show that we follow for the next little bit.
Yep.
It is my favorite. Last week you told me that it's also John Oliver's favorite, and you sent me the recap of him talking about it, which him talking about it, even though he says you have to start at season 1.
Yeah.
Matt's not going to do that. But it got Matt interested enough to sit down and watch it with me. So he just watched his first Salt Lake episode. And they opened with a bang. It's so good.
It was the best. It was so good. I am so happy. Mm-hmm. I was telling some coworkers that I've watched it twice because this episode is so good. It's one of my favorites. It's right up with their receipts, timelines, screenshots. I'm telling you right now, this episode is so bonkers and so out of control, and it's the first goddamn episode.
Oh, yeah.
I can't.
And I will preface it with Lisa Barlow, who is one of my favorite people to watch on television.
Yep.
I'm not saying I agree with all of her choices and thoughts and reasoning, but I love her on TV. I love listening to her sing. I love seeing what she's wearing. I actually really like her style overall. Like, if I could dress like her, I would. But she wasn't in this episode.
She's not even in it.
She's not in it, but she is also the hot topic for 60% of the episode.
Yep.
But this episode had everything. It had friendship, it had drinking, it had fashion, it had girls trip, it had heartwarming moments, it had so much fighting. It had no Lisa Barlow. But still so much Lisa Barlow.
Yeah. It was like Ghost Stories and the Blair Witch Project.
Oh, we got to talk about that. Oh my
God. And I was not expecting that at all.
No.
Like,
but my wish came true, and we'll talk about it when it happens. But I left that episode going, I'm loving this season already. I'm 100%. So excited. I'm so excited about all of this. Okay, so let's just dive in. I think we just hit our favorite points. The whole thing starts with our girl Angie and Mary have decided that they are going to do an A-class girls trip. Yeah. And they make these little invitations that they send, and it's got a dock going out onto the beach. It's got a bikini. It's got a drink. It's got snorkeling. So airplane. All the girls, it's got a PJ up in the sky, and I don't understand. I think even Mary says, I don't understand how I have been involved as becoming a host to this. Everyone's ready to get on a flight. They've got all their stuff packed. They don't really know exactly what's going on.
Yep.
Brittany is there. Why is Brittany there? She's great on this show.
Yeah.
But not intentionally.
Right.
Nothing that she does intentionally is good. The lack of self-awareness that Brittany has is what makes her fun to watch. And she's great looking, but she has terrible style. Oh, yeah. I think, personally. Yeah. And she showed up in a bikini. It's
in the dead of fucking winter, yes.
You change when you get there. I know there was a bikini on the invite. Mm-hmm. Who are you trying to impress? Mm-hmm. And I don't remember who it was, but someone was like, unless you're... Heather, fucking... I love Heather. Heather's VIP for me. Number one guy in the group is Heather, as far as I'm concerned, this episode. But she was like, unless you're entertaining congressmen at a pool party... What? There is more to that we don't have the insight on. And if I could ask Heather one thing, it's like, please tell us, what is the tea here that we don't know? I am so desperate to know the backstory of that comment, because she didn't just pull that out of her ass. No. Right?
Yeah. Yep.
Which congressman? I don't know my Utah congressman, but I'm so interested in that. Just these fucking idiots. And then, of course, Angie shows up in a fucking RV. Beautiful RV. Very nice RV. But it's an RV. This is barely a step up from the shuttles that they usually, party buses that we stick them in, and nothing good happens in a party bus. And Angie's like, the whole vacation is a party bus.
Yeah. Nobody wants to get on it.
No, but everyone is so upset about this.
Oh, God, Meredith. No bathtub for Meredith.
Oh, fuck. Meredith was a pretty good sport about it, considering, I think.
Yeah, true.
I don't understand how Mary Crosby said okay.
No, I agree. When she made the comment about being so close you could hear each other's thoughts, I died laughing. She's like, I don't want that. I don't want to hear that.
No. Mary is the kind of person that needs to be able to walk away and take a break from everyone. Yeah. She needs time to recharge. Uh-huh. I'm not one of those people. I don't need to recharge. Mary does. And I respect it.
Oh,
and
God.
So why the fuck did she sign up for this? And it's a very nice RV. It was beautiful. It was big for an RV. Angie drove it for a little bit, but she also hired a driver so she could drink. Great. Fantastic. This whole thing is cursed. It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
It's my favorite.
And then as they're getting ready to go, the SWAT team shows up. I hated it.
Oh, you did? I liked it.
I hated it.
Oh, you hated it?
I thought that it was rude. I thought a couple of these women are going to have PTSD. With the SWAT team showing up.
Yeah, I get that.
Granted, and then when they pulled Whitney out, I was so upset on behalf of her because I knew immediately it was strippers, right? Those haircuts, the like weird, like kind of something between a mullet and a mohawk thing that guys are doing right now where they fade around the ears so intensely. Yeah. Why are we highlighting ears in that way? I don't get it. And that's just for men in general. Stop it. It's a bad haircut. Unless you're a baseball player or a cowboy and you need to be doing one of those things professionally to pull off that haircut. I feel very strongly about the haircut, and I didn't realize that until just this moment. But I knew that they were strippers, and I was like, whoever's doing this to Whitney is an asshole. Like, I can't believe they would do that to her. She's got too much going on to have this. And then it was Whitney who did it. Yeah. And she's like, it's fun. I was like, okay.
I liked it. I thought it was hilarious. I didn't pick up that they were strippers at all. But then, who was it that said, how many... I didn't know you could find that many good-looking guys in Salt Lake or something funny. I can't remember who said
it was
that.
how difficult it is to find male strippers in Salt Lake. I believe that.
Unbelievable. So good. It was so good. That. I liked it. I thought it was very funny. I hate Whitney. I can't stand her. She's the worst. Not my favorite, but I thought it was awesome.
I will say... I found Whitney very redeeming this episode.
What?
Overall. I did. I really did.
No.
All right, well, we'll fight about it in a minute.
yeah. They're just all crammed in there. They all start drinking it immediately. Angie tells them, look, we're going to go about an hour away, south. And they all
that
can't
was the best line.
Really figure out, like, okay, an hour away. What are we
Brittany, who
doing?
Is so self-absorbed, is like, oh, so we're going south? We're going to go past my house?
Yeah.
And Mary's like, yeah, maybe we could drop you off. I wish for that. I wish I had that.
Yep.
Good for
I want
Mary.
to marry in my life. Oh, my God.
So good. Heather gives us the rundown, and I was showing you earlier, I drew my little diagram of who's in a fight and who's not.
Yes.
No one knows exactly who Mary is or isn't cool with, but that's not new.
Yep.
And Heather and Bronwyn, still not cool.
Yep.
Brittany and Meredith, still not cool.
Yep.
Bronwyn, Whitney, and Angie, all mad at Lisa.
Yeah.
But Heather seems like she's in a good place with Lisa, which feels new.
Yeah.
Which is interesting to me. And apparently, Brittany is very close with Lisa, like a sister. As of 5 minutes ago.
Did that happen? Exactly. And it expired, probably. I'm sure in episode 2.
Interested. I bet by
expired.
episode 2, Lisa's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I can't stand her.
What are you talking about? Yes.
Yeah. Just a good time.
It was amazing.
We find out that why Lisa's not there is because she's got a work thing. And she really didn't want to have to sleep in a bed next to Bronwyn.
Yeah.
Which, valid. I know that they're not good. And she doesn't want to drop names. But she's going to be with Blake and Ben.
Yep.
Ben Affleck and Blake Lively.
Yep.
What is she doing with them? Is it a Sundance thing?
I don't know. I remember seeing something over the summer about it, but I can't remember what it was. But anyway.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on that one.
Yeah.
But I don't want to drop names, but first name basis.
Unbelievable. Okay. So good.
So then they go down and they end up in the Provo River Resort Park, which you hear resort park and you're these ladies and you're like, oh my God, there's going to be a spa. Somebody was like, oh, I thought there would be this very chic cabin. No, they are staying in the RV.
KOA.
Yeah. And Angie's like, the pictures looked good online. I haven't been here before.
No. Thank you, Angie.
Holy shit. If I thought I was going on a girls' trip to like a beautiful spa weekend up in the mountains, well, originally they all thought they were going somewhere sunny and warm and hot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then they're getting this instead.
Yeah.
I would be genuinely pissed. But everyone's pretending that it's okay.
Uh-huh. Unbelievable.
I would be mad. I'm actually, I'm mad for them right now, the more that I'm thinking about it. I've already been revved up all day, you know.
Yes.
But that would piss me off so bad. And they're like, there's a dumpster that we're next to. And the spot that they have is gorgeous. Like, if you're going to be at an RV park, they're next to the river. They've got this gorgeous view up the mountains. They've got a nice big fire pit area. It is really, really beautiful. Yeah. And Angie also had set up with these guys to help them do stuff. So, like, they're not having to do everything themselves. They get out, they start doing lunch. They have, like, a cute little picnic lunch that they bring out. That food looked great. Yeah. Right? Like, they got it. Like, if you're from Florida, they got it all from a Publix. Like, it's all pre-made, but it looked really nice. However, Mary thinks it all looks haunted.
Again, Mary.
Oh, Mary.
Mary.
And Brittany stands up. Brittany doesn't know how to read a room. Brittany does not understand how to shut the fuck up. And she, like, stands up. She's like, guys, I want to talk to you all about something. You guys all know me as the camcorder girl. You all know me as the girl, the camera girl, which is Meredith Marks hates her for this. No. Among other things.
Know you. We've never called you that. No.
That's not a cute memory we have of you. But she bought them all little handheld camcorders so they can all record every moment. It's like, you have a film crew here. This is redundant. I didn't like that. But everyone's like, oh, this is fun. And Mary's like, how does this work? Don't hand technology to Mary. This isn't for her. No, thank you.
No.
And as they're sitting there, it kind of gets back to Lisa again. Angie's like, well, it's really sad. It's really sad that Lisa couldn't be here. I don't know why that's the choice she made. They all kind of have this, like, they want to say why she's not there.
Yeah.
And it's Bronwyn who ends up skirting it so much that they're all like, just say it, Bronwyn. But she's like, she's the one that talks about all of us. She talks about all of us, and she calls us liars, but she won't tell any of us what's going on in her life, what might not be perfect for her life and what's going on. I like Bronwyn. I know you're not a fan, right?
Yeah.
I like her. She's just so kooky. And she's so messy, but I feel like she's more open about the fact that she has made mistakes, I guess. I like that about her. But she finally brings up the lawsuits that may allegedly are happening for Lisa. And it's in the paper. And Heather's like, oh, I didn't see that. Everyone else has read it in the paper except for Heather.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think Heather didn't know about it?
I think Heather didn't know about it. I mean, that she genuinely looks like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. You can kind of tell when Heather's fibbing. She doesn't do it really well. No. But I think she honestly didn't know. Maybe she just doesn't read the Salt Lake Tribune.
That's what I assumed.
Maybe she just doesn't. That two things can be true at once. Just because she's saying, I don't know what you guys are talking about, does not mean that, she's lying. But
yeah. I think Heather's actively not going to be seeking out shitty things about Lisa because she is trying to be on good terms with Lisa. Mm-hmm. Whereas everyone else is like, and Angie is like a nosy little thing. Mm-hmm. I would say Angie and Heather are probably the most serious, like, legitimate business women in that group. They also both have younger kids.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have young kids that, I guess Lisa has a kid that's in, like, middle school.
True. That's true.
But
that's true.
They both have, I just feel like those two women have the most going on that wouldn't notice it or, like, wouldn't take the time.
Yeah. Totally.
Except for that Angie did. So I think there's some plausible deniability, but I also think she was trying to poo-poo the negative Lisa talk, which
was good.
Covering her bases. I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad about it. Mm-hmm. But then it becomes a more of an issue between her and Bronwyn. And I said last episode, I was like, I just wish they were friends. I think it would be more fun if they were friends. One of the things is that supposedly Lisa's business has borrowed like $400,000 and she hasn't paid it back. And so that's not going well. And even Meredith kind of pipes up in her defense and says, borrowing money is a major part of business. Yeah. That's just what happens. But I guess her not paying it back is where we're getting into it. But this isn't a criminal thing. This is a civil thing. So it's going to get sorted out. So when Angie made the comment that it's kind of similar to what Jen Shaw did, everyone was like, whoa, don't go there.
Bad. That was bad.
Yeah. I found that inappropriate. I'm not rooting. I know that she planned this trip, and I know that she's planning the big international trip for everyone this season. Mm-hmm. I don't think that that's good enough. I don't think that she is important enough to be that messy yet. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I feel like her mess is a lot of self-producing. It's kind of like a Sheena Shea vibe that I don't care for. Mm-hmm. If you're going to do the self-producing, I need it to be really good. And I think she was just being a little bit messy because she's mad.
Oh, God, yeah. Yep.
She wants to get angry and wants to get over the top. And I need it to be totally authentic. So then that kind of shuts down that conversation. She backtracks and apologizes in the moment, which I think is good. But then it comes up about the Bronwyn necklace, the diamond necklace from last season that she maybe or didn't or did buy. Mm-hmm. I am interested. What did you think of her explanation of why she did what she did, saying that she bought the necklace or trying to be coy, pretending that she bought the necklace when she really didn't?
No, I actually liked that part about her. I was thinking, okay, she is not as bad as, I can see why you like her as much as you do. I really liked when she said all of that because she seemed very sincere. She seemed very genuine. I also want to say, I feel like she may have been caned down by her husband about it, and he told her to do that. That looked a little bit of like a domestic ick to me. Because remember in the reunion, everybody was like, this is icky. Their relationship is weird. We don't understand what's going on. And it gave me the vibe of like her dad told her she was wrong. She did something bad. You need to go and apologize. But I did like her apology. I did like her explanation. And I appreciated all of that. I don't know that a lot of those women have been that truthful.
No. I mean, this episode, we got a good amount of that from surprising places. And I liked that she was like, I was immature and she's like, I prioritized these women thinking that I was cool over this anniversary weekend with my husband, over a lot of things. I don't know why I let that happen. Yeah. I just got wound up. And I think we've all been there. I mean, I haven't been there with like a $4 million necklace or whatever fucking dumb number it was, but still. I appreciated that from her. I just find her very endearing. I feel like she's down to earth is not the word for her, but I feel like she can touch grass faster than some of these other women.
I did find it funny when she said, I could have made a hazmat suit look fashionable if somebody would have given me some time and a heads up, because she says she's a germaphobe. And I was like, that is hilarious. I could totally see her doing that.
Oh, 100%.
That is so funny and so cute. And I liked that part too.
I find, and I think she's got, I love her wacky style.
Yeah.
She's fun. Then it's towards the end of lunch, and Brittany stands up and has an announcement.
Ding, 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 ding.
She did not learn. She cannot learn. She cannot. And this is like overarching for her in general. She cannot learn.
Yeah.
And she tells everyone that she and Jared Osmond of the Osmond family are engaged. They're engaged, everybody.
Ew.
And then they show a little video of him being such a fucking cheese stick. He's so full of himself.
Yeah.
It is insane. And he's like, she's changing her last name. Oh my God, we're so happy. And then she's like, and then 2 weeks later, we decided not to be engaged anymore. And everyone's like, that's not what an announcement. I think even Heather's like, that's not how an announcement works. You say, and then if after it didn't happen, then you don't say it. It's something you don't say out loud ever again. Like, that's fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
Did you hear her explanation of why they decided not to continue the engagement?
Yes, I did. And I don't know that I believe that. Maybe it's Brittany. Maybe it's true, but that was the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Their kids, they want to have their kids involved, and their kids are not supportive.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be engaged right now.
They're
still together.
Grown ups.
It's so fucking crazy.
What?
And if you're an adult and you want to be engaged, be engaged. He doesn't want to be engaged.
Right. No.
He doesn't want to be married to her. And then we have Whitney going, we go to Lifetime Fitness. He's there all the time. He's not acting engaged. I never see him working out. He's always at the cafe, like talking to women. And they're like, why would you do that? And she's like, well, the cafe is very good.
Yeah.
She's a fucking moron. And everyone's like, we don't care.
Please sit down and be quiet.
What was she trying to do in that moment?
Self-serving. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't
think she even knows.
I don't know.
She's so dumb.
Knows. Yeah.
So they end up going to do some activities. Angie set up some guys to help them do it. They're going to do fly fishing. Her daughter went fly fishing and loved it. And it was this really special moment for her and her daughter and her husband. So she's going to reenact that or like recreate that special moment with these fucking women. And it didn't work out. Meredith Marks, though, in that giant fur hat, like, did she look chic as fuck?
Amazing. She looked amazing.
In the water in her waders, but then she, like, with the background of, like, the mountain.
And her head muff. I need to know if it's like Oscar de la Renta or Gucci or something, because that thing was awesome on her. It looked beautiful.
She looked so good.
Yeah.
Her body looked good, and she was wearing waders. Good for her. I know that she has that disease that her boobs won't stop growing. It balanced out really nice, right? Wasn't that?
It is, and I want that.
Do you think it's contagious? Because I will kiss her on the mouth.
I know, me too.
She looked really good. And then my favorite part of it was Mary Crosby. And she was like, when you have to bring them the fish, you catch the fish.
Yeah.
And then you bring it back to life before you set it free again.
The guy's like...
And everyone's like, what are you talking about? No. She's like, you bring the fish back to life. Mm-hmm. And he's like, no, you don't. She's like, yes, you do.
You can't.
You do it to the song. I think she's thinking you do Staying Alive while giving CPR. But somehow she's like, you do that to fish. You flap their fins around to Staying Alive. I would watch... I want that to happen. I want someone to have a reason to take her fishing again. Because I want to see what she would do for that fish.
So good. And she kept calling Dusty Gusty with a G instead of a D like David. It was G like Greg Gusty. He kept correcting her. Oh,
she's like, Gusty.
No.
She's another person that she's not going to learn. Because in her mind, she doesn't need to.
No.
Yeah, she knows what she knows, and that's how she knows it.
Yep. Yeah.
Brittany just can't because she's fucking thick.
Oh, Brittany's got some cement wall in front of her brain that it prevents her brain from learning, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh. Like, do you think she has stickers on all the sliding glass doors on her house?
Oh, I'm
sure.
For
her safety?
I'm sure she does. Yeah.
God, yeah. I don't enjoy her. Whitney had... I think this is what won me over. Is Whitney was like, oh, we're doing kayaking, and Bronwyn and Heather are coming with me. Let's go. And she just decided this unilaterally. Yeah. This is what's happening. Mm-hmm. Bronwyn and Heather get on the kayak. Heather's in front, Bronwyn's behind. And then Whitney gets in her own. And they get to go down the river. That looked really fun, too.
It looked cute, yeah.
And forcing those two women to sit there in nature and work together slightly, it worked. Uh-huh. Good job, Whitney, because what I really wanted happened. They found this common ground. They were in this big, beautiful space where I think, genuinely being out in nature that way, it does give you perspective, and like, things are good. The world is beautiful. And I am such a small part of it. These things that I let get so big are actually so small. And they talked it out and they worked it out. Lovely, perfect, amazing. This is all the first episode, people.
I know.
So much has happened already.
I know.
I loved it.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, I just really like it. Then, okay, speaking of self-producing, as I said earlier, Heather and the Molly Sorensen. She's just bringing it up left and right.
I Googled it. I couldn't find it.
Really?
Did you find it?
Did you Google it? No, I didn't Google it. I took her word for it.
I Googled it at work because I watched it, like I said, twice. I watched it a second time at work. And so I was Googling it, and I really wanted to talk more about this Molly Sorensen ghost tale in Provo Canyon of this woman killing people. And I couldn't find it. So it might just be one of those, BYU stories, those, what are they called? Those legends that...
Yeah, like an urban legend.
An urban legend that's only for that region, that it doesn't really spread out. All I'm seeing is
Real Housewives stuff.
Right. That's all I found too.
But Bronwyn knew about it.
Yeah, she went to BYU.
So that's it's fun, and it's like, girls don't go out, because if you're sinning, she's gonna get you. Yeah. Why would she be going after girls? Do you know who made that up? Men.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Right. Yeah. But it was fun to watch Heather scare everybody. She really liked that.
And I think it's interesting. She's bringing it up to everybody.
Dinner time was my favorite too.
Okay. So the first meal that they had.
Right. That was sort of prepared-ish, right? It was there.
It's like it's sandwiches. It's a nice salad, pasta salad. You're good.
Yeah. This is not that. Dinner was not that.
No, and Angie called this her A-class girls trip, or Class A girls trip. And this is such a mess.
They had to cook it themselves.
And all they had are skewers.
Yeah.
It's open fire, and then the long skewers that you roast marshmallows on, or a hot dog.
You buy at Winco for $1, right?
Yeah. She had the most asparagus I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, God.
I mean, she bought out.
I know. I thought it was corn for a minute. I thought it was
just a giant overfilled bag of asparagus. And they're like, how are we supposed to cook this? And she's like, let's eat it raw. No. I'm trying to teach you guys to live a simpler life.
No.
It's like, well, you need like something to actually cook this on. We don't have that. She also didn't get buns for anything, but they did have bagels. Yeah, no condiments for burgers.
Somebody brought a loaf of bread? What is that? For what? Where's that go? It was
just a loaf. What?
Just a loaf of bread?
She didn't think that through.
Mary refused to eat. Mary's
she ate a bagel.
I'm not cooking for myself, first of all. That's beneath me. And second of all, I'm not eating any of what you brought. So she gets a bag of bagels and
she's like, this is going to make us all sick. And because the food all was either charred or raw. Like there was no in between.
Oh, it was so
I don't know how anyone, as much as there was infighting and bitching and everything, they all kept a good attitude for this.
Oh God,
the trip
I
part
can't.
Of it.
And Angie finally admitted in her little interview thing, she's like, I just forgot everything, but I'm not going to tell them.
Yeah.
I just forgot it all. It was a gem.
But at dinner, they're discussing how Heather and Bronwyn have kind of found this common ground, because they were not on good terms at the very beginning.
Yeah.
When they first, they got off to the wrong foot immediately. Immediately. It's an I. Immediately. Sorry. So the fact that they've done it, it's like, oh my gosh, this is so nice. And Heather's like,
and then Angie comes in.
And she's like, it's because Lisa's not here and you can really be yourself. I thought that was an unfair comment.
I did too. I didn't agree with it.
I think that Heather is always herself. I think that that's why she's my favorite.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Is because she's a very genuine person. Mm-hmm. She's a flawed person, sure, but I think in her heart, she's a very good person and tries really hard to do the right thing. Mm-hmm. And she's incredibly genuine. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a shitty comment from Angie for, again, no fucking reason.
Yeah.
And they call that out. And then Brittany stands up and she's like, and...
Again. God damn it.
I can't even remember exactly what it
She says something about Whitney, and she
kind of goes after Whitney, and Whitney's
wanted an apology for Whitney telling her that she sucks Jared's dick for money.
Oh, yeah.
On the bus.
Yes.
Because Brittany came after Whitney and saying, well, you know, you have nowhere to talk about Lisa because your businesses are failing. And then Whitney lands the sucking dick comment. And so at this point,
which
Brittany wants an apology from Whitney.
Mm-hmm. And Whitney's like, that's not what we were talking about right now at all.
Yeah.
She just if people
stands
aren't
up
looking at her, she loses her mind.
Yeah.
And I need to talk about how all of our favorite shows, Vanderpump Rules, The Valley, this, somehow Suck a Dick is the go-to like choice attack on people. And it's used in different ways, which I find so interesting. In Vanderpump, it's what you say to your boss when you're like, I'm a guest at my job.
Yeah.
When you feel powerful. In The Valley, it's what Janet doesn't do to Jason. And in this show, it's what Brittany does do to Jared.
Yeah. It's amazing.
So in general, there's no way that that sucking a dick is good or bad. It is good and bad. I find it fascinating. It just I cannot figure out. There's no common ground when it comes to that. When it comes to fellatio in these Bravo shows, so and I just really enjoy that. I just that little bit. Whitney ends up opening up about her business that just tanked. She's like, it just failed. I failed a business. We put everything into it, and I failed. And it has fallen apart, and I got Justin to go all in, and we have nothing now. Which, that's intense. That's a lot. I feel badly, because I think that her and Justin are little weirdos, but I think they're fun weirdos. And I feel badly for their family as they're like trying to figure all of this out. I don't know the ins and outs of her business, but I know that it devolved into an MLM instead of just being a jewelry line. Yeah. Which is a bummer, because I remember liking some of the designs, not enough to buy any of them, but, you know.
Sure.
Oh, is it my fault? Oh my God, is it my fault that her business failed?
Might be. You should think about that.
My necklace. I'm going to think about that tonight. Poor Whitney. But Whitney's like, you know, we don't talk about how sometimes these things just fail. And Heather very kindly says, you know, I've had a lot more business failures than success. You know, I've had a lot of wins recently, and my business is doing really well, but it took a lot of failures before I got there. And we should talk more about them, because that's where you really learn. And they had this really, I think in general, productive, empowering conversation about that, which I really liked. I mean, it was this very true to real life conversation. It felt very raw, and I really liked that. And I think that there's probably a lot of people that need to hear that. And then Brittany's like, I'm sorry, Whit.
Ew.
Whit, I'm sorry. Whit, I'm so sorry about that. And then she comes over and leans. Whitney's sitting in a chair, and she walks up behind her and like gives her an over the chair hug, where she just kind of pushes Whitney's head into her boobs from behind. Yeah. And Whitney is in the middle of a sentence and goes, no, wait, I don't want a hug right now. I'm not there yet. Yeah. And then Brittany goes, well, I need an apology for you saying that I suck dick for money. And I was like, you are derailing every fucking good moment, Brittany. Yeah. Oh my God.
Here's Brittany. What I have to say for a minute about Whitney's vulnerable moment, which it was. And I appreciate that she finally came out and said all of these things that have been online that I've been watching. However, why does she deserve grace when something bad happens to her, but she, Whitney herself, cannot give that to Lisa? Lisa's going through a hard time right now with her businesses and having that civil lawsuit. Why should everybody boo-hoo and rally around Whitney Mm-hmm. And Whitney can't even do that for Lisa. This is what I was thinking the entire time. It was pissing me off that Whitney was boo-hooing herself and saying, look at me, feel sorry for me. And everybody did. But the second Lisa isn't in the room, all she does is trash Lisa about all of her horrible business. Well, things that have gone wrong.
I'll tell you why I think she thinks she's in the clear. And the two reasons that I would give her a pass, even though I don't disagree with you. One, she's not dealing with lawsuits. She's taking care of all the shit. She's not in litigation. And two, she's talking about it. Whereas Lisa will never talk about it. You know what I mean?
But that's her right. It's her privacy. Why should she have to? And I get that they're a friend group and they want to be closer and they say, you know, you need to open up and let us know because maybe somebody here would be able to support you. We all want to support you. We all want to be there for you. And that's not wrong. I totally understand that. But I also understand privacy. If Lisa doesn't want to talk about it, she shouldn't have to talk about it. So why does she get a point against her because she doesn't want to talk about it? I don't think that's fair.
Sure, fair enough. Fair. Well, I think there's a double standard for sure. And but also they're all going to be throwing each other under the bus no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. Lisa does it, they do it, it goes in every fucking direction, and then they all go kayaking together. It's just the magic that is this show.
But that's why I wasn't so thrilled with Whitney. That's my whole thing.
I wonder if Lisa's gonna crash out worse than last year.
Sure.
This year.
Sure.
Because this seems all very stressful.
They're literally every single person is against her except Brittany, who doesn't matter, and Heather. Like,
well, she's got Brittany. Is Meredith, or is she and Meredith cool?
Meredith is there. Meredith's good. Yeah.
I really enjoy Meredith.
Oh my God. I love
Meredith also scares the shit out of me.
Sure.
Like Meredith, I wouldn't want to mess with her ever.
No, she could completely take your whole livelihood away from you like that. I mean, bye. Yeah. I mean, she has that kind of power. She's very scary.
So, I think if you still have Meredith in your corner, you should be good. Who knows? Did Lisa and Mary Crosby ever have like a connection?
I don't think so.
Didn't they start out as, wasn't Mary and Lisa?
Oh, yeah.
The original connection?
I think, that's how Mary came on because she was Lisa's friend, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think you're right. Anyway,
it's a very confusing. I need Lisa there so I know where everyone stands. Mm-hmm.
Which is against Lisa.
It's a lot against Lisa.
Yeah.
And as far as like the power dynamics in there, if we had to do like a ranking, I would say like Meredith is at the top with Lisa and Heather. Mm-hmm. And then it just kind of goes down there. Obviously, Brittany's at the bottom.
Correct.
And then Mary.
I think Mary's
separate. Mary doesn't go in the rankings.
Okay.
Because she's on her own. She doesn't give a shit. They're all constantly pitting each other against each other and kind of, not even in a negative way, but comparing each other and trying to line up and all that stuff. Mary is on her own island, and she kind of comes over sometimes and plays in the pool, but then she's like, goes right back.
Yeah, I get that.
Mary is on a slightly different plane of reality than we are.
Oh, 100%.
And I like that for her.
I love it.
I like that for her.
And so then in the end, they all go on a witch hunt in the dark.
For the Molly Sorensen thing.
Yes. And Brittany has a full-on panic attack. Get me out of here, and screaming. Like 2 seconds in, they all have lights. And she literally has this panic attack and says, you got to get me home. I don't know where we are. Screaming, like a toddler.
I think we see someone, it looks like someone got attacked, but I think it's just someone tripped over a rock. Right?
Yeah.
And And Mary was like, I want nothing to do with this. I will not be going on the walk because the black person is always the first one to get killed. Why is that? I don't know, but I'm not going. And I blindly support her in whatever she decides.
Oh my God. I loved it so much.
This season is going to be so good.
Yeah, they just dropped off the episode with them screaming in the woods, filming each other. That was it. That's where we ended.
Yeah. This episode gave us so much. It also gave us absolutely nothing.
100%.
What happened? Favorite. Kind of nothing. But also so
everything.
Much.
Everything.
So I still think Heather is going to be my number one guy in the group.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be my favorite. Whit has been so up and down for me. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping I find her redeemable. I don't know if I will or not, but I hope to. Her husband has like a child's face on a man's body and head. Mm-hmm. And it bothers me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. It's like something about the proportions are off, but he seems like a good dude.
Yeah. And he's like 15 years older than her, right? Something along those lines.
Yeah.
Which is, and like they got married, but you can tell.
They got married because he was they were both cheating on their spouses
with each other,
and then got married. Mm-hmm. And then had 2 kids.
Yeah.
Which, all right, I'm
not
great. Here to judge.
Okay.
I'm here to judge, but it's not great.
Mm-hmm.
But I want her to be redeemable so badly, but then she does stuff to piss me off. So hopefully she doesn't piss me off too much this year. Brittany, I don't think I'm ever going to like as a person, but it's fucking funny how dumb she is and how oblivious she is. She's so thick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Who are you most excited about? What are you most excited about?
I love it when they get in these screaming fights. Those little clips that they showed us about everybody having some sort of screaming fight. Like Heather was screaming at someone, "Don't gaslight me." And Whitney standing up, pointing at someone saying, "Don't talk to me like that." Or those I can't wait for. Those are my favorite when they sit around the dinner table and play those stupid games and end up doing that.
And
kind of
Heather
stuff.
comes up with the worst games. And for some reason, they just keep letting her do it.
Yeah.
She's like, I think we should all say something that we think is really shitty about someone else.
Out loud.
What facial feature is the ugliest on the person to the left of you?
What?
Like something, she didn't actually say that, but you know, something like that.
Yeah.
Whose husband have you slept with?
Right. You just
shut up, Heather.
What are we doing?
But also, she's my very favorite.
Oh, me too. No, I get it.
So good.
It's so good.
And also, they get over these fights, or they don't. I think I find it bizarre how quickly they get over some of these screaming fights, because there were 2 this episode. But also, I find it annoying when they don't get over it and then they drag it out, like Brittany, like Angie. Yeah, I need you to get over it and move on.
Yeah. I'm not looking forward to the little clip where Mary is mad at Angie and saying, we're just not friends anymore. I'm sad of that. Whatever that is, but.
Angie's not my favorite.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy her friendship with Mary.
Me too.
Lot.
Me
I
too.
Think they were good friends. That makes me sad.
I don't know what that was about, so.
All right. Well, we've got a lot to look forward to for the next couple months with the best show, according to John Oliver.
It is.
I don't disagree.
It's so good.
And like I said, I roped Matt into it. And
what did he think? Was he just looking around the room going, what the fuck am I watching? What is happening? These people. Yeah.
I paused it and rewound and I was like, look, they're sitting there having lunch. And she's like, because you suck dick for money? And I was like, they're on vacation together. Can you imagine?
What?
Can you imagine? I would not hang. I couldn't hang. I could not hold up in that setting. I would crack.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
So good on these women. They're earning their paycheck. Thank you.
I mean, they're in that RV and a film crew is in there. God almighty, there is not a lot of room going on.
Yeah. And if you're in a group of friends and there is one person not getting along with another person, mm-hmm. the tension is palpable and mm-hmm. it can throw off the whole trip, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And 60% of the relationships that are in that RV among those 7 women are not working, and there's tension. And it's just like the whole thing. And they're like, so shots? We should do shots now?
Right. Where it used to be, they didn't want Mary around because Mary was kind of, almost mean. That's not the right word. But do you remember when they're like, we don't want Mary here because mm-hmm. she won't participate or she has to say something negative or whatever. And now that's what the viewers love about her. That's what we want is more Mary doing that.
Because she is us, right? Mm-hmm. She has the separation emotionally with these women that she just watches it and goes, why are you doing this? But then she also has this whacked out perspective at the same time. That's really fun to hear her commentary of these events. So, so good. Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of also so good, we have our true crime of the week, which blew me away. Everyone's talking about it. If it wasn't spoiled for you, you are lucky. It was spoiled for me. But let's let Keeley get into True Crime Story Time. Whispers in the dark, truth leaves a mark. True crime story time.
Yeah, so it was spoiled for me too. So I knew what was happening while I'm watching it, which I want to say this documentary was one of the documentaries that made me so angry. I was the angriest watching this show. I had a visceral reaction. I was so mad watching this show. So intensely mad. And I think I probably would have been that angry even if I hadn't known the spoiler. Even if I hadn't known the spoiler, I think I would have been so mad watching this show. And I'm usually not mad watching true crime. I was so fucking pissed off that I had to take breaks because I'm like, I need to go outside and breathe in and breathe out because I was holding my breath, just writing down notes, just going crazy. Yeah. I was so mad watching this.
I watched it again. I mean, Matt watched it with me. We went in with it spoiled for us. Mm-hmm. But even if you know, by the way, we're talking about unknown caller,
unknown number, the high school Catfish on Netflix.
We had it spoiled. This still, I was shocked. I was overwhelmed. I knew, but you don't know the depths of this. Unless you watch this. And it actually reminded me of, do you remember the show on MTV called Catfish?
Yeah, I loved that show.
Before it was a show, Neve, his brother and his brother's best friend, just forgot his name, the white-haired guy who was on and off the show as like his pal with him, they made a documentary called Catfish. Mm-hmm. However, when that came out, luckily that wasn't spoiled for me. Matt and I went and saw it in the theaters. It was a documentary that was in the theaters. Yeah. But it was marketed as a horror movie. Mm. But they're like, this isn't a horror movie. This is a documentary. But then you watch the trailer and you're like, this is a horror movie. And the spoiler is Neve falls in love with this girl online. and is talking to her family. Her little sister is this incredible painter who he creates this online relationship with. And then you end up finding out the little girl is not the painter. It was actually the mom that was the painter. Oh. And the girl that he fell in love with online isn't actually related to the family. It was this, 50-year-old woman who was stealing photos from this other woman online and then talking to the phone in just a breathier voice to Neve for like months. Yeah. And it had gotten sexual over the phone. Yeah. The whole thing is crazy.
Gross.
But like the level of like shock and term catfish comes from that documentary.
Right.
And I feel like this catfish story, I loved that show. This is so much worse than any other catfish story I've ever heard.
100%. And I think that's why it made me so mad. So much worse. Mm-hmm. I was watching, even on Facebook and TikTok, celebrities are watching this and losing their goddamn mind because it's that good and that bonkers, that these celebrities that make millions of dollars in movies are taking an hour and a half of their life and watching this show. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Oh, I think everyone should watch it. It also has really, like, my kids don't have phones. I mean, they have phones, but they can call family on them. Yeah. They don't have social media. And I'm like, you're never fucking getting Snapchat.
And your kids are 12, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
this is when everybody wants it. Everyone's starting to get it. And
yeah. So we have a granddaughter that lives here and she's 11 and she has a phone, but it doesn't have internet. So she has a couple of games on there that she plays, not on the internet. And she can call us, and that is it. But her classmates have actual iPhones. They have an actual functioning iPhone. And right when my daughter was little, cell phones were just coming out and they were flip phones. And I was a single mother. And so I had given her cell phone. I think she was 9. I gave her one because she was by herself. She walked to school to and from alone. And then she would walk to my parents' house to get babysat. And so that's why I gave her a phone. But back then you didn't have the internet on your phone. It was just, you just called out. You didn't even text on the phone. So,
well, and fun fact, Keeley's husband, Steve, isn't allowed to have one.
No, he still has the same flip phone that I gave my daughter.
It's the one that looks 28. Like a hungry hippo. Yeah. It looks like a little hungry hippo.
Yeah.
It's good for Steve.
I gave my daughter one when she was 9, but it was in a different context. And again, there was no internet on it and there was no texting on it. So she had it so she could call me and say, I'm at school, I'm walking home, I'm at grandma's house. And I worked full time and I was a single mom. And so that's why she had it at 9 years old. But we are not giving our 11-year-old granddaughter right now, today, a cell phone with any of that on there at all. Nope. No. Even before watching this, not happening.
I mean, there's so many reasons not to, but if you still need to be convinced, watch this documentary.
Yeah. So this documentary, it starts out with, we meet this very cute teenager named Lauren Licari, and she tells us she lives in Beal City, Michigan, and she is a very cute, blonde, petite, blue-eyed young gal. And she says, look, there is nothing to do here. We have 2 bars and 1 stoplight in this town, and people just walk around. You either walk around for fun, that's what they do for fun, or they're on their phones. Everybody's on their phone, even the adults. Like the kids are on their phones, right? Texting and doing Snapchat and TikTok, or the parents are on their phones talking about what their kids are doing, because this city is so small that literally everybody knows everybody.
I don't even know what that's like.
Yeah.
I've only lived in Boise, which is the capital of Idaho, which is, I assume, on the smaller side for capital cities, but it has exploded in the last 15 years. But otherwise, I lived outside Washington, D.C. in a metropolis, which is like the cities all run into each other. Yeah. And then now I live right outside Orlando. Like, I've only known city/suburban living. Yeah. So I can't understand what it's like to live in a town like that. So as they're describing it, I just found that super interesting.
Right. And then we meet another teenager that goes to Lauryn's school. Her name's Sophie Weber. And she explains that she's friends with a boy named Owen, another girl named Macy, and Lauryn at school. And Sophie is, she's got brown hair. She's got very big fake eyelashes on. She's a very cute girl.
They're all so cute. All these
very
kids are so cute.
Pretty. Yeah. And so she's describing the friend group that they have. And then we meet Owen. Owen said, when he was 13, he got his first cell phone. And Owen is, very tall. He's got red hair. He's athletic. He's a good looking kid too. And he said, look, I wanted a cell phone because everybody had a cell phone. There was nothing to do. And so he said he got his first cell phone at 13 years old, which I'm assuming is what Lauryn, the other major player in this show, probably got hers around there too, 12 or 13-ish.
Yeah.
And, so they both start saying, they never understood that having a cell phone could be the best and the worst thing that had ever happened to them, because you don't think about that. Like you and I just discussed, we're not having a cell phone for our kids because we know what can happen because we're grown-ups and adults and have been there. But these kids, they don't obviously have the life experience and know these things can happen just by having a phone. So,
well, they just want to talk to their friends. They just want to do Snapchats. They just want to do Instagram videos.
Yeah. And they show these cute videos that they're all making individually that they've posted online to each other. And they're very fun, very cute little dances and stuff like that.
Just showing off for each other.
Normal teenagers in this high school. Yeah. And so this school, we find out, houses preschool through kindergarten, this one school in this city. And so they said they had about 700 total kids in the school. And Owen said that there's, 30 kids in his class and they all knew each other. They literally all went to preschool together and all through the grades together, and they all know each other. But then we find out in October of 2020, Owen is saying that a girl in his class is throwing a Halloween party, and she had invited Owen, but found out that the girl in the class had not invited Lauryn because this girl and Lauryn, I guess, just didn't get along. But Owen had invited Lauryn to this Halloween party because Lauryn and Owen were dating at the time. And he was like, I'm going to take her. She's going to go with me. And so they had planned to go to this Halloween party. And so Owen says that about 2 weeks before the Halloween party, that he and Lauryn in a group chat get this text message from this unknown caller. And I want to say trigger warning while everybody is listening. I'm going to read some of these text messages. These text messages are very explicit and should not have been anywhere near a 12 or 13-year-old child, ever.
No.
Never have been. And there's a reason why I'm going to read these text messages to you, because you need to get the understanding and the depth of when you find out who is sending these text messages. You need to remember what these text messages said to these 12 and 13-year-old kids. So he said in a group chat with Lauryn that he and Lauryn get this text message that says, "Hi, Lauryn. Owen is breaking up with you. He no longer likes you, hasn't liked you for a while. It's obviously he wants me. He laughs and smiles and touches my hair. Not sure what he told you, but he's going to the Halloween party, and we are both down to fuck." So, okay. That is horrific. The second text message says, "You are a sweet girl, but I know you can't give him what he wants. Sorry, not sorry." Both Lauryn and Owen are completely confused. They have no idea what's going on. Owen reaches out to the girl who is throwing the Halloween party, because in the text message, it references this party. And this girl's name is Chloe. Chloe with a K. Chloe, he says, "Did you send this text message?" And she's like, "No, I didn't send this text message. I don't know what you're talking about." And Owen explains that, he and Chloe obviously have known each other since they were little, have been best friends since they were little. And he's not quite sure what's going on. But Chloe, she has dark black hair, very minimal makeup on. She's very athletic. The vibe I got from her was she was kind of a mean girl right off front before they tell us anything.
Yeah.
But you can tell she just has that aura about her, where Lauryn, the blonde, seemed more reserved, not outspoken, sweet.
Yeah, I think Lauryn is, reserved is the right thing. Like, she still seemed pretty confident.
Yeah.
They're all sports. They're all, all these families are super involved in every sport.
All the
seemed
sports.
like.
Yeah.
All the sports. Because I guess what else is there to do?
Sure.
And then you have Lauryn, who does really well. Even though she's this petite little thing, she is, she's really good. Mm-hmm. And then you have Chloe, who's also really good, but is more outward with her competitive nature.
Yeah.
And I think lets that carry over into how she interacts with her friends.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
And so Lauryn doesn't gel with that vibe, keeps to herself more. So she's like that quiet confidence, whereas Chloe's like
in your face.
I think in your face about it. Yeah. That's the vibe I got.
They go to the Halloween party, and they, Owen says after the Halloween party, the messages just stopped. They stopped for a little while, and they're thinking, okay, that was just a weird one-time thing. They didn't really think about it again until almost a year later. They tell us that 11 months later, they start getting more text messages out of the blue. And the text messages seemed like this person wanted Lauryn and Owen to break up. So here's the next one. How's the happy couple preparing for the end of the golden relationship? We hear about you. You are the forever couple. Some of us don't want to hear about it anymore. Owen loves me, and I will always be the girl he loves. He will be with me while your lonely, ugly ass is alone. So Lauryn and Owen have no idea what's going on. They're very confused why this person would want them to break up. And Owen says, the first one was about the Halloween party. Now this is about our relationship. This is really weird. Apparently they were called the golden couple at school, so they had to have thought somebody at school was doing it.
13-year-old kids, 14-year-old kids, right? This is the beginning of like high school age.
Yeah.
Right? Middle school, going into high school.
Yeah.
Dating for 11 months is like
huge.
Being married for 20 years at that age, right? That's huge. That's a very long relationship. Yeah. I mean, when I was that age, if I had a boyfriend, it was 4 days.
Right. Absolutely.
And we held hands at a bus stop for like 3 minutes. So I'm thinking back to that age of like what was going on. You go, oh my God. One, these kids have been dating for a very long time.
Yep.
Two, what do you have against these kids? They just seem so sweet and earnest and like just all American kids.
Yeah, they're not doing anything to hurt anybody. So Lauryn calls the number to say, I just wanted them to pick up and talk to them, and they would not pick up. It just rings and rings and rings. And then the phone number texts her back after she calls and says, bruh, low, stop fucking calling, ain't answering it. And so Lauryn says, okay, well, only people who know me know my nickname is Low, L-O. And so she's like, well, this has to be someone who knows me. Because she says, you know, just a stranger wouldn't know that that's what people call me. So then she says she's now getting 6 or more text messages a day, and they just keep coming. And they're both very concerned and very confused. And I can't even imagine being that age and getting these things and going, I don't know what to do with this. That has got to be so scary for him. So Lauryn is explaining that she first met Owen in the 7th grade, and that her parents, Lauryn's parents, Sean and Kendra, and then Owen's parents, David and Jill, the 4 of them really liked each other. They all started hanging out, you know, and having bonfires and barbecues. And so the parents really liked each other. They all played sports, like you said, and the parents were going to everybody's sports events and watching the kids play. So it was this very tight community. Yeah. And that's why it was even more confusing, because they didn't know what was happening. You know, the moms, Jill and Kendra, were really good friends. So, you know, I explained, like I said, the school was preschool through high school through 12th grade. And then we meet 2 more girls. So we meet another girl named Macy, who is in this kind of friend group with Sophie and Chloe. And I'm thinking, okay, Macy, Sophie, and Chloe are in this group. And then Lauryn is kind of not, or she's in her own group, I think. And then Owen kind of knows everybody. He's just kind of intermixed with everybody. And I was thinking, you know, I was never in that Chloe, Macy, and Sophie group growing up in high school. I was kind of like Lauryn. I had one friend, you know, I was more quiet and reserved. I was afraid of things a lot. So I didn't really do a whole reaching out to other friend groups. Like my friend group consisted of a lot of people in my church group, because I grew up Mormon. And so I didn't know what it was like to be in the popular group. And Chloe and Macy and Sophie seemed like the popular kids. Yeah. And my daughter's dad, my first husband, he was a popular kid. He was in that group. So I saw it from afar, but I was never in that group. I was not in like the nerd group where I was in the library or the AV club or anything like that. I was not that smart. I was just kind of on my own with one friend the entire high school career, and that's kind of what I know. So I didn't know what it was like to be in these popular kids. You, I bet, were a popular kid.
No, I wasn't popular. I was obnoxious as fuck. No, but I will say I was one of those people that I had good friends in different groups. Mm-hmm. So I would hang out with a group over here, then I would hang out with a different group over here, and then like I would have a best friend and occasionally a boyfriend in different groups all over the place. And I think it's because I'm loud. Yeah, I wasn't super popular by any means, but I did have friends all over the place. Yeah. I think my high school had like 2,000 people in it, something like that. So like I had a really big school, like a really big school. So this whole story where everyone's so connected just feels very foreign to me.
Yeah. So then the text messages started talking about things that had happened in class or at school. And they're wondering, how do they know these things? And the next text message says, Owen, like in our science convo about Sophie, we text him and sit by him in history, and he fucking did it. And so they're thinking, okay, well, you know, who was in science? Who were we talking to? We were talking about Sophie. Who was around us? And they're all thinking, okay, somebody in school is doing this. Like another kid is doing this. The girl said, you know, Sophie and Macy and Lauryn and Chloe, they all said, you know, this is not a boy doing this. This is definitely a girl doing this. You know, the boys don't like drama. They could care less. So this is definitely probably a girl. And Owen explains, like I said, you know, Chloe and Sophie and Macy were kind of the mean girls without being mean and bullying people, but they were just super competitive and they were popular. So they're wondering who's doing it, and they're FaceTiming each other going, okay, what did you get this today? What's happening today? And they're still not telling their parents at this point, or telling anybody at this point. Owen gets a text message in the middle of school. He starts to look around class to see who's on their phone. So the kids start doing that, thinking, okay, I'm sitting in class. I get this text message. I'm wondering if somebody's in my class texting me. So he starts to look around and seeing if somebody's on their phone. And here's the thing with that. If literally everybody has a phone, everybody starts looking at it, you don't know what they're doing, right? If they're watching a video, if they're emailing, if they're, you know, looking at Snapchat, they're not, you can't really tell. Right. That's kind of the bummer about it. So Lauryn gets the next text message that says, fucking trash bitch, don't fucking wear leggings. Ain't no one want to see your anorexic flat ass. So now the text messages are starting to talk about her personal appearance. And
crazy.
That, you know, she says it started to affect how I felt about myself. I was really conscious of how I did my hair or what I was wearing. And she finally told her parents at that point what was going on. Her mom, Kendra, said, just ignore it. Don't worry about it. You know, you're beautiful. You're a good person. Just don't look at them anymore. Just ignore it. And so Lauryn's like, okay, well, you know, I've told my mom, I've told my parents. Then she gets a text message that says, you are worthless. You mean nothing. You never have. Get a fucking life. Owen will never look at you again or talk to you. You fucked his life up so bad. His family fucking hates you for it. He will never live his life or acknowledge you again. Get the fuck lost, bitch. He's fucking done with you. They're going back to now trying to break up their relationship. And Owen gets so upset, he finally tells his parents too.
Yeah.
Lauryn gets another text message that says, Owen and I are down to suck, finger, fuck. Whatever that's supposed to mean. But again, nobody wants to see these words, especially sent to a 13-year-old.
To a kid.
Vile and disgusting.
I mean, I think we all remember being around this age, and that's when kids are starting to figure all of that stuff out, right?
Sure.
But very few are having any experience with that, but then you all pretend you have experience with that, and then everyone starts talking in these, like, just to see who can be the most shocking or the most extreme, right? And kids saying something disgusting and horrible to each other is not unheard of.
Yeah.
But in this way, in this intensity, you go, oh my God.
Right.
So you go, oh, thank God they're finally telling their parents, because this is out of control.
Right. Owen shows his mom this text message that says, his dick, my fingers, my pussy, and mouth. So his mother is completely shocked, obviously. She is very upset. So she takes his phone every night and she's reading through every single text message. And Owen is obviously upset, right? He wants his privacy. He wants his phone back, but he knows, right? His parents have to know because he knows this isn't right. He knows this is wrong. And he's not quite sure what to do. So then Owen's dad said, at this point, now the text messages are coming in at 30, 40, and 50 text messages a day. I have never sent 50 text messages in my entire life, let alone in a day.
You and I talk, I think, I talk with you more than anyone else. And what is it, top 6?
Yeah, maybe.
And that's if, like, there's something going on.
Right.
I cannot imagine.
Yeah.
What, like all fucking day.
Constant, nonstop. And especially when they're saying these vile things. So the parents go to the school thinking, okay, we have to tell the school what's going on. Maybe the school will do something about it. The school will help us. The school will figure it out. And so a month later, now we're 12 months in from the first text message about the Halloween party. And we start to meet the school people. So there's a superintendent, Bill, and Dan, the principal, that we get to meet. And they're both disgusted with these messages. They both cannot believe the volume of messages. They can't believe, the content in these messages to these kids. And they're both totally shocked. They've never seen anything like this in either of their careers. So they read a text message that says to Lauryn, you dress like a fucking slut. Fuck off. My fucking tits in his face. Fucking making him horny and make it cream. If you want to make someone blush or make them feel disgusted or sick, I mean, we'll just keep going. It was so vulgar and so nasty. So the school calls Lauryn and Owen in to talk to them because on some level, the school says, we don't know if they're sending them to themselves for attention. Yeah. We want to find out. So they talk to Lauryn and Owen separately, and they say, we believe it is not them. They're not sending these text messages to themselves. They're genuine responses. So we don't think they are doing it. Right. So they rule out the kids that are getting the text messages. So then, everybody in school starts to know, right? Because Lauryn and Owen are kind of confiding and showing the kids a couple text messages here and there. But the kids, Macy and Sophie and Chloe, they don't know the full extent, right? They just have seen a couple of weird text messages and they're like, well, they start pointing fingers at other kids in school, right? So the 3 popular girls are like, we think Lauryn is doing it. We think she's doing it to herself because they would start to say certain things out loud in front of certain kids to see then if Owen or Lauryn would get a text message saying that certain subject matter. And they said that they would say things in front of Lauryn, specifically in front of Lauryn, and then the text messages would recreate that, would say that. And so they're like, well, we think it's Lauryn now. Yeah. So
because it would be a way to get closer with Owen and keep Owen focused on her is what they think.
Right. So
I don't blame them for thinking
that.
No,
I get that. I mean, you're talking teenage kids, right? They're going to point the finger at somebody that doesn't like them or that they don't like, right? And say, oh, that person is doing it. So then the principal says, okay, well, now I'm going to try some video surveillance at school. So he tells Lauryn, send me a text message when you get the message in. I'm going to look at all the cameras in school, in the hallways and everything and see if I can see who is on their phone at that specific time. And again, literally probably every single one of these kids are on the phone. And he admitted, look, that didn't work because, like I said, we don't know if they're looking at a video. We don't know if they're reading an email. We don't know if they're looking at a school assignment. We just don't know. So the video surveillance didn't work. Then the moms start calling each other and saying every night, this is the text message I saw. Did you see anything different? So they start to be able to support each other. Owen and Lauryn's mom, Kendra and Jill, they're, starting to become supportive friends for each other and trying to figure out collectively what to do. At this point, I'm thinking, what the fuck is wrong with this school? Why did they not call the police immediately? Why did they not call the police? I don't understand.
I get thinking that they can get it. I mean, if they're going, the school, I feel like tried. They're doing their due diligence. If they're comparing the notes and they're doing timestamps on the video surveillance, I like that. I live in Seminole County in Florida, and they have a policy this year that is kids in middle school from when the bell rings to when the last bell of the day rings, you are not to have a cell phone out. Unless a teacher instructs you to look at something on your phone, you are not to have a phone visible at all. And here's the crazy thing about that, and I think this is important to keep in mind. One of the biggest pushbacks to that rule is actually parents. And as a parent, I get wanting to be able to get a hold of your school. Mm-hmm. There's, as a parent with a kid in public school, I'm scared. This is a crazy time in the world. Yeah. But me having access to them via cell phone isn't going to make them safer if something goes down, I believe. 2, I think it does mess up instruction. I think it is distracting for kids. Both of my kids said that last year, countless times, kids' cell phones would go off while they're in class, and the kid would pick up and the teacher would be like, what are you doing? We're in class. And they go, it's okay. It's my mom. Yeah. It's okay. My dad called me. It's my dad. I have to answer it. It's my dad. And there is no reason to contact your kid in the middle of the school day. No. If you need to talk to your kid in the middle of the school day, you call the office and you have them pass along the message. Yeah. I won't be there to pick you up. You need to go home with Janice. Yeah. I don't know that there are kids named Janice these days, but that's what I mean. So I think that as much as these two moms are like, what the fuck? Why is this happening? And it's like, school, get rid of the phones. I think they probably would have gotten just as much pushback from the parents in the other direction. Yeah, for sure. Which makes it really difficult.
For sure. So the school says either block the phone number or get a new phone. And the parents find out that they can't block the phone number for these incoming text messages because they're using this number generator app for this telephone number. And so they can't block the number because it keeps coming from a different number all the time. Then they just tell the parents, just change your child's phone number. Just change the phone number. And the parents are like, no, we're not doing that either. And I can see where the parents are coming from on that. Why should they have to go out of their way and be inconvenienced just to be able to stop this crazy person? And again, I'm so pissed off at the school. They're super dismissive, it looked like to me. Yes, they did all of these things. Yes, they talked to the kids. They interviewed Owen and Lauryn. They're doing video surveillance. I can get behind that they're trying, but they're coming off as either not believing the parents or the kids and being super dismissive, just saying, just get them a new phone. Get them a new phone number. Sorry, that just doesn't work. And no, I'm not going to do it. It's not enough.
I think I would have gotten my kids a new phone, honestly. And I would have been like, this is a bark phone. You can only call me and grandma. Yeah. But also, I understand the principle of the thing. And I do agree with you. I think they should have gotten the police involved sooner.
Yeah. Owen's mom decides she doesn't want to get a new phone or a new phone number because she said, if I do that and the text messages stop, I will never find out who did it. And if it's someone I'm letting in my personal life and letting over to my home, how can I know that I'm not really safe around this person? I need to know who this person is. So that's why I'm keeping the phone. That's why I'm keeping the phone number, because we're going to find out who's doing it. So that is her reasoning why she's like, no, I'm not doing any of that. So Jill and Kendra go to the school and cry and beg and say, please institute a cell phone policy. Please take it away from them. Please tell them they can't use it, or take it away from them, or block it somehow. And the the principal, Dan, says, no, I'm not doing that, because my cell phone is basically my life, my life's work. I use everything out of my phone. And sometimes they use their phone in class for educational purposes. I don't think so. But that's in middle school. I don't think they're doing that. But I thought that was a shitty answer. I was really pissed off at him, and I wasn't even involved. And I'm just starting to get angrier and angrier that this school is not helping them. So now we're 13 months in, and Owen and Lauryn start arguing more and more, because Lauryn is wondering, she's starting to believe these text messages. She's worried about their relationship, and they're not quite sure what to do. I mean, these children are children, and they don't know how to be in a relationship. I'm fucking 52, and I don't know how to be in a relationship, for fuck's sake. So these poor kids don't know really what to do. So the next text message they get says, we will win, I promise you. Owen doesn't like you. He doesn't love you. He wants sex, BJs, and making out. He doesn't want your sorry ass. We staying at a hotel on Thursday, and your sorry ass won't be there. This is why Lauryn is worried. That disgusting text message. They're not quite sure what to believe or what to do. Owen finally breaks up with Lauryn and says, maybe if we stop, maybe if we're not in a relationship anymore, maybe the messages will go away. Maybe we give them what they want and it'll stop. And that is a perfect 12, 13-year-old person's answer, right? If I stop doing what you tell me, you will stop bothering me. So they break up, and the messages get worse.
Which is wild.
Get worse. And Lauryn says she starts to feel bad about herself again, because these text messages come in. You are trash. We won. You are worthless. He thinks you're ugly. He hates you. You're an ugly dumbass. Then they start to say, kill yourself now, bitch. His life would be better if you were dead. Believe it, bitch, for real. He want to smash your head into the wall. That is so upsetting on so many levels, especially as a parent, that someone is telling your kid to kill themselves. These kids are so emotionally not well anyway from the previous text messages. Now these messages are telling them to kill themselves. So the parents are saying only a person can only take so much, right?
Yeah.
Before they just snap and give up and actually do kill themselves. So then the school gets the police involved. Finally, after 13 months, they get the sheriff involved, and his name is Mike Main, and he sits down with both sets of parents, Owen and Lauryn, the principal and the superintendent, and goes through everything. And the parents explain this harassment going on for over a year, and that they're worried about the kids' mental health. And so the sheriff goes, well, I'm going to start looking at, it has to be a group of kids that have a close bond. It can't just be one person. It has to be a group of kids. Mm-hmm. So Lauryn tells us that once or twice a week, the sheriff will call her in to the office and say, how's it going? Did you get any text messages? I'm sorry, once or twice a week? That is good enough for the police? Are you joking? Are you fucking serious? This is the goddamn police. And he's only talking to her once or twice a week. This guy's fucking worthless.
I just feel like there were the adults that weren't directly involved.
Correct. Yep.
That weren't parents.
Yeah.
Just didn't take it seriously enough.
Yeah.
And I think they also had kind of said that as this is all unraveling, the parents are trying to push for more in the school. And they're like, we want to go in and talk to these kids. Like, somebody needs to have a conversation with these kids. Like, we need to do something.
Yep.
And they're like, you can't go in and talk to these kids and interrogate them, which I don't disagree with. But there needs to be some more adults roped in. As I was watching this, I was like, was it happening to any other kids? Yeah. And if you were a parent in this tight-knit community, this isn't like where I went to school where there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kids.
Right.
You know,
there's
you're
30.
looking at like 30.
Yeah.
You're looking at less than 100.
Yeah.
As the parent, wouldn't you want to know that this is going on in the school? And like, I need to double check my kid's phone.
Yep.
There needs to be some kind of meeting letting people know that this is something that's going on.
Yeah.
I feel like that could have been done so easily. Why wasn't that a conversation?
Yeah. So the superintendent and the principal are like, we're absolutely not letting them insert themselves in this investigation. What fucking investigation, asshole? You're not doing shit. So it was super frustrating to watch. These poor parents are losing their minds. Lauryn says one text message talks about her basketball game and specifically how many points the sender of the text message made during the specific basketball game. And she's like, well, that is really specific. That's really weird. And it happens that Lauryn's mom, Kendra, is a volunteer scorekeeper, and they could go back and look at the game and see what girl on the basketball team scored that many specific points, what the number was. And that came back to Chloe, the leader of this popular group. That came back to her. They explained that, like I said before, Owen and Chloe grew up together. They've never been boyfriend and girlfriend, but they've always kind of quote unquote liked each other, but were never together as a couple. So then we see two of the most A-plus parents on the planet. I'm just kidding. I don't feel like that. Chloe's parents, Craig and Tammy. I did not care for them at all. I felt bad that their child was roped into it, but they were not empathetic to anybody.
No,
anywhere.
I think the second and so you kind of get why maybe Chloe she's not a bully, but she's not nice.
Correct.
Is kind of the vibe that it is.
Oh God,
that.
yeah.
And they're like, well, she's a leader and she's popular, and
my God.
some people are jealous of that.
Yuck.
So, okay. Oof.
I couldn't believe it. So Chloe's dad is a police officer. Not shocked that he acts like that. And so they call Chloe in to the school. The police officer, the sheriff, Sheriff Maine, calls her in. Even though I do not care for this child or this family, they come off as really abrasive people. The way the little clip that we see of this interrogation of this child is not okay. And I'm not talking about like he screamed at her or slammed his hands on the desk or did anything like that. He immediately treated her like she was the one that did it. They walked in there and he was like, tell me your story. She explained, look, I know all these kids. This is what I know about the text messages. And he says, well, this is basically felony stalking and you need to stop. You need to stop.
Yeah.
Sir, I don't agree with that. Even though I think these parents are not great, you do not do that type of interrogation move on a child. Go ahead and do that on the serial killer or the DUI guy that you caught. That's perfectly fine to do good cop, bad cop, or scream at them and say, I know you did it. Admit that you did it. You don't do that to these kids.
No.
He was the biggest piece of shit. And Chloe said, look, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I don't know what you're talking about. And I am around so many people. Somebody would have seen me doing it. I did not do this. They deny it, and Sophie and Macy, the other girls in this popular clique, are like, Chloe didn't do it. She wouldn't do anything like that. So now we are 17 months in. We are almost a year and a half, and this fucking school and this piece of shit police still haven't figured anything out. These text messages still coming in. We see the school interview Sophie and Macy, and Sophie's mom comes on. Her name is Corinne, and she said that the sheriff interviewed her daughter without her there. Are you kidding me?
I don't remember that. That's awful.
You do not. This child is a minor, and you do not get to interview her and or interrogate her without a fucking parent in the room. So that's another thing that this police officer, who is a pile of crap, interviewed this child without her mother. Her mother talked to Sophie, went through her phone, said, are you doing it? Are you not? And Sophie's like, I'm not doing it. I don't know who's doing it. Look, here's my phone. I'm not doing anything. Lauryn said she could see Chloe, Sophie, and Macy being the ones doing it because they were always together. They were always huddled in a corner or a specific part of the school together on their phones. She thought, well, they don't like me. Maybe they're doing it. So that's when Owen said, look, I confronted Chloe after they thought that Chloe was doing it. And Chloe said, look, I'm not doing any of this. Then Chloe started to get these text messages from Owen, basically berating her into confessing. And then Owen calls Chloe and says, that was not me. That was my mom. My mom was doing that as me, trying to get Chloe to confess. And again, I feel so bad for that poor girl. So then one of the parents notices that the number is calling from a Florida area code. And then they put together that Chloe and her family at this point, literally at this time and place, that this text message is coming in from Florida. Chloe and her parents are in Florida on a vacation. So the sheriff calls Chloe's parents and are like, we've got a text message from this unknown caller and it's a Florida number. And the parents are like, we are not doing it just because we're in Florida. So somebody is trying to frame Chloe clearly. They keep saying it's not Chloe over and over and over again. And then one of the text messages specifically says, bitches, I talked to the police yesterday. They fucking kept my phone, fucking searched it, copied it, and found nothing. So Chloe says that she gave her phone to Sheriff Maid to do an extract or a dump, right, to prove that she's not doing it. And then this text messages come in saying, like it was from Chloe, which is weird. They're thinking, why would Chloe want to
implicate herself?
You wouldn't want to do that, right? That makes no sense. Then they start getting pictures from this unknown caller of Chloe and Owen together. So again, why would Chloe send pictures of herself? So then it starts not to make sense. And people are like, this is not going how we think it's going to go, right? This can't be Chloe. Plus, why would Chloe do that? Her dad's a cop, right? She would not risk doing this huge thing and getting in trouble when she knows her dad's a police officer. Then Owen gets a photograph that was very almost intrusive and scary from a family Christmas at Christmas time of a laptop and this black cell phone case, but at Owen's house at Christmas time. This was a present that he had gotten, and Owen's mom is very concerned. They're like, who was at the house? They're trying to figure out who was there and who would have taken this picture. And she said, we don't just have everybody over at Christmas, right? It's just our family here. So then we find out that Owen has a cousin that's the same age. Her name is Adriana, that goes to the school. And they start pointing the finger at this poor girl. This poor Adriana. I felt like I was Adriana. She was so upset and so sad. And she was kind of she played on all the sports teams with all the other girls, but she was almost a loner too, right? She had one friend. She was quiet. She didn't get involved in anything. And she's like, I don't do anything. I don't wrong anybody. I don't do anything bad. I go to school and I'm a quiet person. I did not do this. I don't know how you think I could do this, and gets really upset about it.
She said that she considered herself an outcast.
Yes.
Even though she did this stuff, she was an outcast group. Yep. And that just broke my heart for her.
Yeah. She gets the finger pointed at her and starts to seem to go through kind of a crisis that her mom notices. So her mom puts this post on Facebook basically saying, not calling anybody out, but saying, my daughter's going through something. Will you please stop? Asking everybody to stop. And we see, again, these horrible parents are talking to the sheriff, and they're pointing the finger at Adriana saying, we know she did it. They're going to claim that she's poor me. Look at this victim post that they're doing on Facebook. These people have no empathy. They have no concern for anybody ever. It was really rough.
I mean, what happened to Owen, like Owen getting these messages, Lauryn getting these messages is horrific.
Yep.
Horrific. Mm-hmm. These are barely teenagers, these kids. And so I can see why the parents would get so upset and protective and demanding. But it seems like everyone, I guess because of how consistent the posts were and how deeply vile these posts were, I think that they lost sight of, you're also going after a kid now.
Right.
Like, you don't know for sure. It seems like it, but we don't know. You're now going after a kid. It was disappointing on how it became a witch hunt on these 13, 14-year-old kids.
Terrible. And now Adriana, now she is getting text messages. Her text messages said, hey, Adriana, Owen needs your help. We need to get Lauryn away from him. Tell his parents Lauren's a bitch, fucked up his life, and you hate her too. Adriana is so upset. She starts sobbing, talking about this text message. She's like, I got really scared. I didn't know what was going on. So, you know, you just feel so horrible for this poor girl. And so now she's getting the text messages so they can rule her out, right? She's not the one doing it. Now Owen starts to tell us the text messages literally won't stop from morning to night. He's getting text messages at 1 o'clock in the morning, at 3 o'clock in the morning. And they're just going off, boom, boom, boom. I mean, I can't even imagine. They're not sleeping. The kids are not doing well. Sean, Lauryn's dad, said there was a lot of tension in his family at his house because, like I said, Lauryn wasn't sleeping. Lauryn wasn't doing really well. And that led to having some financial struggles on their end. They were moving from house to house to house during this whole time. He said that Lauryn would cry when she got up and didn't even want to go to school. And he would force her to go to school. Everybody was just falling apart at this point. So we see a text message that Lauryn shows us that said, no one ever wanted your anorexic flat ass and tits. No dude ever touching that pussy, you nasty slut. Of course she doesn't want to go to school. That is horrific. She finally texts the person back, please stop. Tell me what I have to do. This poor child is begging with this person to please leave her alone. We see Owen's mom coming in to the school to talk to Sheriff Maine, sobbing and bawling, saying, please, why can't you do something about it? We're getting these text messages all the time in the middle of the night. Can't you trace this phone number? Why can't you do something? Mm-hmm. And what does this piece of shit do? He says, well, did you change his number? Did you take his phone away? Did you get him a new phone? Are you kidding? You are a year and a half into this, sir, and that is your response to this mother who is literally at her wit's end, is falling apart, sobbing and, in front of you, and he literally acts like he doesn't give a shit. I was stunned and disgusted all at the same time. She finally tells him, look, I'm going to go to the newspapers if you don't do something. That's what I'm doing. You're not doing your job. You're not helping our kids. And I'm going to go tell the press about what's going on.
Here's where I agree with everything you're saying. When you're watching these kids fall apart, as a parent, I don't understand why the parents didn't say, you don't need a phone. You don't need a phone right now. Like, it's genuinely ruining your mental health. You don't need a phone. That is the only, I really, that bothered me. Okay. I don't understand that thinking. Do I understand the principle of why should they have to change things and like they need to know who's doing this to their kids if it's because it's clearly someone who's close to them? I get that. But also it's actively hurting your child physically. They're not sleeping. They're having insane anxiety. Mm-hmm. I think Lauryn was talking about she would throw up. She would get so anxious. Yeah. Just awful. So I do think that part of the onus here, not onus, that's not the word. Part of the continued harm is this isn't safe for you. We got to figure out a different way to keep you safe right now in this crisis. And I wish the parents had done something more for their kids in that realm.
Okay. So Sheriff Maine says, okay, well, I've tapped out all my resources. Sir, what resources? What fucking resources did you tap out? But he finally caves, gives all of his information, this 1,000 pages almost. I think there was 700 pages of text messages. 700 pages of text messages.
Lines. It's not screenshots.
No.
This is lines of the text.
Unbelievable. And he still has not helped these families. So he finally goes to the FBI. He hands his case over to the cybercrimes unit to see if they can help him, which he should have done day fucking one, but he didn't. A year and a half later, here we are. So we meet the FBI agent named Brad, and he goes through, in April of 2022, he goes through these 720 pages of text messages, and he is appalled and disgusted at what is going on and the lack of help that these kids and these parents have had. They do a phone dump or an extraction on Owen's phone to see if he can find anything on there, and he doesn't. Not that he's implicating Owen in any way. He just wants to look and see what else is on his phone. He didn't see that Owen's friends were linked. The ones that he had in his contacts, I guess, were linked to any of the messages. That was the first thing they checked. And then Owen tells us during this time that he starts dating a girl from a different city about an hour away that he met at a sporting event. And, he's doing really well with this girl. And, Then she gets a text message. This girl an hour away in a different city starts getting fucking text messages that says, Owen, I need your help making this bitch jealous and miserable. So this girl is very upset, texts Owen and says, who is this? What's going on? Owen said, I'm so sorry. I didn't think you would be involved. This, has nothing to do with you. And he and this girl end up breaking up because she cannot handle getting these text messages.
Her mom was also getting messages.
Yes.
Her mother.
Yep.
Owen's girlfriend from another town's mom.
What?
Is getting these fucking messages.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They tell us that Owen, they can tell his mental health is not well because he's acting out aggressively. He's really angry all the time. When he's playing basketball, he's taking it out violently and aggressively on these other players. So his mom is getting really concerned. So then we go back to the FBI agent, Brad, and he says that he's looking into where these phone numbers are coming from, but they're coming from this random generator number application called Pinger. People use that on their phone to hide the originating phone number that this generator is coming from. So he submits a search warrant to this Pinger company to get these IP addresses back that are being used. So he gets 2 IP addresses back from a Verizon network, and he submits a search warrant to Verizon to get more information on these IP addresses. Verizon sends back the results that there's a bunch of phone numbers attached to these IP addresses. And so Brad asks Jill, Owen's mom, can you give me all the phone numbers that you guys have so I can match them up with the phone numbers that I have from Verizon? So she sends all the kids' contact information over to the FBI and nothing comes up. They don't match. And so then Jill says, well, I'm just going to start sending everybody, adults and everybody I have just in my phone. She just sends everybody's phone number. Now we're 20 months. So FBI has had the case for less than 2 months. Less than 2 months. And they figure out who it is. So one phone number is coming up to these IP addresses all the time that he matches with Jill. And the phone number that comes up is Lauren's mom, Kendra. He himself cannot even believe that this phone number is connected to Lauren's mom. He calls Sheriff Maine. He gives him his report, tells him what's going on, and the sheriff can't even believe it. The sheriff is like, no, this can't be real. She's always helped. She's always been involved. She coaches the kids. She's at the school all the time. She goes to book fairs. She's super mom. A super mom, right. And he just can't believe it. So what he needs to do is to get a search warrant for Kendra's electronic devices. So he takes it to the prosecutor. Prosecutor writes up a search warrant. So then Sheriff Maine and another detective go over to Kendra and Lauren's house to serve the search warrant on her for all of her electronic devices, not just her laptop, not just her phones, but everything she has. And we see the on-body video of him pulling up to their house. And Kendra is outside already, but she comes from walking from behind the house, like maybe from the backyard. And the sheriff says, we have a search warrant to search your phones. Who's home? And she says, well, Lauren's here. That's it. And he says, well, she needs to stay in her room because I need to talk to you, but let's go inside. So he goes inside and he confronts her and says, the FBI came back with the IP addresses that are connected to your phone. So your phone number is sending messages to your own child and to Owen. And she denies it at first and says, no, that's not it. And then he says, tell me what's going on. They are coming back to your phone. We know it's you. Tell us what's going on. What happened? Is Owen mistreating Lauren? Do you have some sort of infatuation with him? What is going on? And then she finally confesses and says, no, that's not really what's happening. She said the first text message wasn't from her, the one about the Halloween party, which nobody believes. Nobody.
Not for a chance. Not even a little bit. Can I also interject really quick and say, I think he handled this terribly.
Correct. He was so nice to her. He was so nice to her. And all over the place. And all over the place.
And giving her excuses.
Correct.
Not like, it wasn't, here's the deal. I get like playing good cop, bad cop. And when you're the good cop, you're like, you killed him because he was
you had to do it.
Mistreating you. You didn't have a choice. You were trapped. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It wasn't that. That's not the conversation that he was having with her. And he shouldn't have been the one doing it. He did a terrible job.
Correct.
And in her house at that time also seemed incorrect. Right?
Yep.
I just didn't like any of it.
Can you please tell me you saw this in their house? The dining room table was filled with all of those alcohol bottles. The entire table was liquor.
Milk crates and, I was like, Matt goes, what? Are they at a restaurant? And I was like, that's their house. It looked like someone was getting ready to cater a wedding.
It was incredible. I want more information on why she had so many bottles. And I'm convinced they were all liquor. I'm convinced they were all alcohol.
I mean, yeah. What it looked like.
Oh my God. So Kendra gives them the phone that she has. They say, do you have any other phones? She's like, no. Do you have any laptops? Yeah, I've got one outside. So the other cop goes and gets the laptop outside. And, during her admission, she's like, I don't want Lauryn to know. I don't want anybody to know. And he's like, sorry, not sorry. Sorry. We're going to have to tell everybody. We have to tell everybody. They get Lauryn. They bring her in.
I hate that.
So awkward. Sickening to watch. They're sitting at these bar stools. And he tells Lauryn, the FBI did a search warrant. And
it was so inappropriate.
And it comes back that it's your mom. And she's just sitting there, this poor child.
Lauryn, her mother, the police officer. What?
Right.
What the fuck is happening?
Right.
This police officer knows, because he's serving a warrant with this information, that this woman has done something horrific.
Yep.
And he's telling her daughter what happened with her sitting right there.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
He tells Lauryn, quote, your mom got wrapped up into some stuff. She didn't start it, but she continued it. Are
what?
You fucking kidding me? What are you talking about? That is the biggest minimization. It is disgusting. He went harder at that child at school than he did at this mother. First of all, you do not tell this child in front of the perpetrator that she's the perpetrator. You take the child alone and separate the two, because guess what Kendra does? She gets up and goes over to Lauryn and starts cradling her, like hugging on her.
Touching her, grabbing her arm, holding her hand, grabbing her hand, holding her hand. And Lauryn, my heart broke looking at Lauryn.
Yeah.
Lauryn goes straight into freeze.
Yeah.
You see her just disappear.
Yeah.
Because she is in shock.
Yep.
She's not computing what's going on.
Nope.
The police officer is talking to her like she should understand.
Correct.
I, watching that, don't fucking understand. And that's her mother. And then her mother's like holding her, caressing her, grabbing her, rubbing her arm, holding her hand. It was so awful.
Yeah, it was super unnerving. That child should have had some sort of medical counselor or somebody next to her to talk to, because like you said, she was in complete shock. Yeah. Complete shock.
Her dad should have been there.
So the Sheriff Maine finally says, we're going to call your dad. I need your dad here. They put him on speakerphone. They tell him to come home. He's out in the middle of work. So he comes home immediately. They keep him outside away from mom and daughter.
The best thing that they did.
And they tell him, we have some good news. We figured out who it is. And he goes, okay. And he says, it's your wife. It's Kendra. This man is so upset. And he's like, what do you mean? He literally probably didn't understand the words that were coming out of this guy's mouth. He's in total shock. And then the sheriff says, well, yeah, your wife was let go from her job however many months ago. And he goes, what do you mean let go? What do you mean my wife doesn't have a job? This man thinks that his wife has been going to work for the last however many years every single day. And she hasn't had a job in over a year, has not had a job. So they go into the house.
So that's the job thing, super shitty. I mean, marriage ending, in my opinion.
Yep.
And then also, she's the one that's guilty of this insanity that they've been living in.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So the mom is the one that controls all the finances and pays all the bills. And so then he starts to question her inside the house. Did you ever have this job? When were you let go? Did you quit? And all this other thing. And so he's just getting more and more revved up. He's more and more upset. You've lied to me for however long.
Yeah. That man, I think, controlled himself and was very thoughtful. But here's the thing. Their daughter's in the room still.
Correct.
Kendra's sitting there petting Lauryn.
Petting her.
And like holding her, doing the Brittany holding Whitney up to her boobs from behind. It was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Lauryn, go somewhere else.
Yep.
She did not need to be in the room for that. Nope. That is too much. And you see her shut down.
Yeah.
Right? He, I think, is so adrenaline, panicked, shocked, angry. Yep. And he's like, I need all of these answers right now while a police officer is here because I cannot have this conversation because I don't know what I will do when they are not here. I don't want to make a mistake. Yep. And he just says that. He's like, I need to know. I need you to answer these. I think he handled that as well as
oh my God,
you can handle something insane like that.
Yeah.
I had a lot of respect for him. I wish he had let his daughter leave the room.
I know.
That part kills me, but I think that he did the best that you could in that situation.
Yeah. He also tells the sheriff that Kendra has more than one phone. She has several phones. And the sheriff says, okay, where's the other phone? And she's like, I don't have one. And he goes, I will tear this house upside down. Tell me where the fucking phone is. I don't care. I'll ruin your house from the inside out. And she's like, oh, okay, it's outside. And he goes, where you were trying to walk away and go hide it? And she was like, yeah. So they finally go get this other phone that she lied about that, thank God, the husband spoke up and said, yeah, she's got all these phones. So they finally
said, we're taking her phone. And he's like, which one? All of them? Right. She has multiple. He's just like, done.
Yeah. Yeah. They tell them that she's going to be charged with felony stalking. And he said, you've got to go. You've got to leave. You've got to get out. Call your parents. Call somebody. I'll call your parents. And that's when Lauryn starts to cry. She starts to shake. She starts to cry. And I'm not sure if it's because her mom's leaving or now she's realized what's happening. You're not really clear. But Lauryn starts to get upset. Kendra, cradling her, says, well, I can't leave her. I can't leave her. And is petting her and rubbing her hair. I'm not going to leave her.
She needs me.
She needs
so
me.
Fucking gross.
It is just fucking disturbing. And the dad's like, I don't care. You need some separation from her, from us. You need to get out. It's done. It's over. The sheriff wraps up really, when he leaves, talking to Lauryn, saying, oh, Miss Lauryn, I'm sorry I had to knock on your door today. Just get the fuck out, dude. Just get out. Don't talk to her. Don't look at her. Don't acknowledge her. Because you're the biggest piece of shit that let this go on for 2 years and didn't help her. So just leave. So he finally leaves. Then we get to see Kendra. After it comes out that she is the one sending these vile messages to her own daughter, she's sitting in this confessional interview by herself and just sobbing. and crying and saying that day was high emotion. That day was unknown answers, shock, and not knowing how we move forward from the next. And I'm getting angrier and angrier listening to her.
Yeah.
Not take responsibility.
No.
Say shit that doesn't make any sense.
Well, she's still trying to frame herself as a victim of this whole situation.
Yeah.
She's the one who's done it. And she's like, we still don't have answers about everything that happened. And you're like,
what?
Yes, we do. It's that you did it, Kendra, you fucking insane person.
What do you mean? What answers? You did it. You know what you did. They call Jill. They call Owen. They're both very, very upset about it. And they can't believe it because, like I said, Jill and Kendra had this really nice friendship and were really supportive. Yeah. And Kendra was trying to find out, according to Jill, who was doing it. And then Kendra says, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody on this planet, somewhere or somehow, has broken the law. And you just probably haven't got caught. And the drunk driver that gets caught and arrested, he's basically the same as me. No, he's not, ma'am. No, he's not.
No.
I don't I can't understand this woman. She is a psychopath.
She is an intense Jax Taylor type.
Yeah.
Remember when Jax Taylor was like, well, what man wouldn't throw a table at his wife when he knows that his wife that he's separated with sent pictures? No. Well, what man wouldn't? She's like, well, who of us, like, you've probably made a mistake. That's not a mistake. What she did was not a mistake.
No, correct.
She did something over and over and over again. Yep. I feel like Ariana now. That was a choice. You made choices.
Correct.
And she saying that, and she's like, and I think a lot of us have done something illegal. You just didn't get caught. And this is exactly, and you're like, how can you minimize the damage that you have done to these children, to these families, to this fucking community?
Yeah.
To your own child. Your own child. She's so fucking whacked out. She's like, they'll all think I'm the crazy lady. Yeah. You think, bitch?
Oh my God, yeah. Yes, we do think you're the crazy lady and we all hate you. She explains again that she didn't start the text messages for the Halloween party, which we all don't believe. But she said she started doing the text messages because she thought, in hopes, that the kids would text back saying, is this so-and-so, and name a person. Mm-hmm. And that she could find out who it was by doing that. That makes zero fucking sense. 0 cents. No, we don't believe that at all.
The worst part of it is I think she's spun this lie over the course of the last however many years.
Yeah.
And she's twisted everything to make herself one of the victims in this. I think she's starting to believe, I think she believes it.
Oh, yeah. I think so,
is the grossest part of this.
She said that she would text for an hour a day to sometimes 8 hours a day. And she just couldn't stop. You couldn't stop telling your daughter to kill herself or give her boyfriend BJ's? What are you talking about?
Well, it wasn't really her. She wasn't herself.
Oh, yeah. She said, this is not me. This is only a part of my story. People don't know me as, what I've gone through. No, we don't care and we don't want to know, but they try and explain her background. We listen to her cousins say, Kendra's always wanted attention. If you're interviewing me, she'd be standing over there dancing, trying to get you to look over at her. But she was always a good mom. Everybody always said she was a really good mom. And that's it. that's her background that we don't understand and we don't know. And that's why she did all these things. No, it doesn't make sense. And then her cousin says, I think she did it because she wanted her daughter to come home and say, look, this is what's going on. I need you. I need you. I need you. I need help. Like this cyber Munchausen is what they termed it as. Like she didn't want to physically make her daughter ill, but she wanted to do something to her daughter so her daughter would come to her and need her help, which totally makes sense. I could see that.
I don't think, as I was watching this at first, as they start to kind of explain, I mean, we don't really get a real explanation. Yeah. But as you're like picking it apart, my initial thought was like, she's jealous of her daughter. Yeah. Right? Yep. Like maybe that's what this is. She's jealous of her daughter. Because I think we all, you know, if we didn't have that mom, we had a friend that had that mom. Yeah. That was jealous of their teenage daughter. Sure. And it becomes this really sick, not healthy dynamic. It becomes really gross. I don't think that that's what this is. Yeah. I think it's 100%. When they said cyber Munchausens, I think she was 100% craving this extra intense connection with her daughter, where her daughter would need her in a way that's more intense than she could get otherwise. So she's manufacturing that. That's what I think.
Yeah. She also says that she has this past childhood trauma that was resurfacing at the time, and she didn't know how to cope with it. And which, not to say that that's not happening. I didn't believe it, but she said she was raped when she was 17. And then when her daughter started to get older into the teenage years, she said she wanted to have more control over her daughter's life because she feared that Lauryn would get raped. And that's why she did it. That doesn't make sense either. And that's a ridiculous excuse to do that. Or just say that.
Granted, I don't know. Right? I have no idea, but it didn't seem like these kids were sexually active to the extent that these explicit text messages were. Nope. So why are you... I don't believe that for a second. No. I think it's this weird thing where I think she wanted to traumatize her daughter in a way that she understood, because then in a sick, twisted way, if that was true, which again, I am on the same page with you. I don't know that I believe that happened. It doesn't matter if it happened or not. You can have that happen to you and not do this to your kid. I think she's traumatizing her daughter in a way that then she can try and comfort and console her daughter in a way that maybe she wished she could have been comforted and consoled. That I can see. That makes sense. Not logically, not in reality, but I can see how you get from point A to point B. It's still so fucking dark and twisted and horrific that she would do that to her own child.
People using their childhood, either traumatic or not, as a shield to stand behind and say, I had this happen to me, so I get to do all of these other things, is not okay. You don't get to use any of that shit as a shield to tell your daughter to kill herself and to send her vile, disgusting sexual messages and call her anorexic and talk about how she looks. You don't get to do that. What you get to do is be a grown-up and take care of whatever childhood trauma you had. You go to counseling and you figure it out. You don't stand behind it and go, well, I was just in a really bad mental state that day. No, you don't get to say that. I'm so sorry. Kendra finally gets arrested. It's on the news. It's all over social media. All the kids see that Kendra was arrested. They're all obviously very disturbed about it. And she gets charged with 5 crimes, mainly stalking, And they have entered a no contact order banning Kendra from any of the victims, including her daughter. And Kendra goes to court at one point trying to get the no contact order lifted. And Lauryn even writes the judge a letter saying, I want it lifted and I want to see my mom. Yeah. So now Lauryn, I believe her entire life is now shaped and built around this horrible experience. And I believe that Lauryn suffers from, I remember what it's called, when you fall in love with your kidnapper.
Stockholm syndrome? Yeah.
100%. She says, I can't live my life without my mom. I need my mom. I love my mom, which is all true. We love our moms. Some moms aren't great. Some moms are bad.
Yeah. Here's my thought on that. I think that Lauryn being like, I need my mom.
Yeah.
I need that relationship. And she's like, maybe it's because, I need a woman in my life.
Yeah.
One, she's still a baby.
Yes.
Right? This is still a teenage girl right now.
Yes.
She's still a teenage girl. I don't think that she has the ability to have perspective past the fact that that's her mom.
Correct.
Right? And all she sees is that she doesn't have the relationship with her mom.
Yep.
Until she found out that her mom was doing this to her. Her mom was taking care of her.
Yeah.
Her mom was consoling her.
Yeah.
Her mom was comforting her. Her mom was super mom. And then all of a sudden, they say her mom's not super mom. But when they're saying that, her mom's still going, I'm here for you, baby. Let me take care of you. It's okay. I'm so sorry that this happened to you. This is actually just because something bad also happened to me when I was little. So we're both victims. And now let's bond on that. Yeah. And I'm hoping that maybe one day she'll have the ability to gain the perspective that, and I don't really want this for her, but also I do want this for her of you're not missing your mom.
Right.
Because you never had your mom.
Right.
It was all a lie.
Mm-hmm. And
your mom doesn't really know. And I say all of that. That sounds so cruel. And that sounds so horrible. And maybe because I'm the kind of person that I have two moms I don't talk to. But I feel like she's grieving and missing the mother that doesn't actually exist.
Yeah. No, I can completely
so fucking sad.
Get behind that and understand that. I was thinking this whole thing is going to affect her entire life, including relationships. Think about when she has an adult relationship in college or after, and this man finds out, right? He falls in love with Lauryn for Lauryn, but then he finds out her mother, and he says to her, I don't want to be in a relationship with you because of your mother, because you have a relationship with your mother. How many relationships could fail for her, with a partner because she has this sociopath in her life and cannot not be with her? That's what I was thinking about, feeling sorry for her.
You're saying...
Yeah.
As far as if Lauryn will need this relationship with her mom, and she will be with someone who really cares for her and goes, this isn't a healthy dynamic. I can't participate if you were in this dynamic with your mother because it's so whacked out.
Yeah.
Because that her mother is never going to
let her go.
Yeah.
No. So finally, Kendra pleads guilty to 2 of the 5 counts of stalking for Lauryn and a count of stalking for Owen. They go to sentencing in April of 2023. And during sentencing, victims have the right for a victim impact statement, which means this is how my life has changed, or this is what happened to me during the crime. And they get to stand up and say however long and however much they want to. The victims' families get to do that too, but the judge let Kendra speak first. And Kendra stands up and sobs and says she's sorry to Owen, and she's sorry to her daughter, and she's sorry to Chloe. And she finds out that she was diagnosed with a mental illness during this period and suffered childhood trauma. And if she could take it back, she would. She would never have done it. That is her speech. And it is gross and disgusting. And nobody believes her and nobody cares. To stand again behind being diagnosed with a mental illness and saying, I did this because now I have a mental illness. No, you don't get to say that. You don't get to stand behind that as a shield. Sorry. So then Jill stands up and looks at her and says, is this worth it? Why'd you do it? Is it worth it? Owen stands up and says, this has affected my entire life. It's changed me as a person. And she gets sentenced to 19 months in prison.
And that was the high end of what was available for the sentencing.
For that state it was, apparently. So she goes to prison. And while she's in prison, she is emailing Lauryn these very creepy emails about how much I love you and you're a beautiful person and all of these things. But Lauryn is saying, I really liked this email with my mom. I got to email her on Mondays and Wednesdays. Everything seemed like it was better. And is feeling apparently really good about it. Because again, I believe she has this Stockholm syndrome with her mom. And like you said, can't see past it. But, Kendra gets out in August of 2024. And she has a no contact order with Lauryn and is not allowed to see or talk to Lauryn. And says, I haven't seen Lauryn or talked to her in a year and a half. Good. You should never be able to talk to your child again. That's how I feel. No. But so then, she's just trying to paint this picture of what she did is not the person she is, and she's a changed person now, and she believes she can have a relationship with her daughter at some point. And Lauryn says, I hope we can have a relationship in the future. I really love my mom. I don't think my dad will ever talk to her again, but I can have a relationship with my mom. It is just, again, I was so angry the entire time watching this show because this woman had no shame. She took no responsibility. They even asked Kendra, were you afraid your daughter would do something to herself? You told your daughter to kill herself. And Kendra goes, yeah, I wasn't worried about that.
Well, because she's built such confidence into her.
I wasn't worried about it.
She knows she's beautiful.
What? What
the fuck?
Yeah.
So Sean, Lauryn's dad, seems to have done, I think, a really good job protecting his daughter as much as he can in this. That the second he found out, he was so excited when he got home. Yeah. And they said, we figured out who it is. And he was thrilled. Yeah. And then they're like, it's Kendra. And he was like, what? And it was the end. Immediately, he's like, you've hurt my daughter. Nope. You're done. Yep. And I think he did a really good job of recovering for that and really doing his best to protect her. But these emails that she was getting, I hope she has like 1,000 therapists. The emails that she was getting her mom from prison were like love bombing. Yes. And then also there was the email that she wrote where she says, I'm mad at you. You didn't say I love you when I said I love you when you hung up. Yep. But I forgive you. What? Yeah. You shut the fuck up, Kendra. You don't say anything to her ever. Right. If your teenage daughter doesn't say I love you on the phone, be glad you talked to her on the phone at all. Yep. Yeah. Fucking psycho. Yeah. It was disturbing. Deeply disturbing. The other part I wanted you to talk about was, I think it's the 60% her wanting to be needed by her daughter in that way. Mm-hmm. I think 40% of it is, I think she was obsessed with Owen. Oh, yeah. Owen came out and said, I think she was infatuated or had a thing for me. She would call, or she would text Owen, randomly text him to have a connection with him. She would offer to go and get him something. Do you need this? Can I get this for you? Owen said at one point he
was over at their house and Kendra cut up his steak for him.
And fed it to him.
What? What are you doing?
And she also went to all of his sporting events.
Yeah. Yeah. Owen's mom is just disgusted by it. She kept saying, this is disgusting. It's gross. I think she had an infatuation with my son. That's why I think it started. I can totally see that as a reason. 100% it goes that way. We see one last fun little snippet of Chloe's A-grade parents saying horrible things about Sean and Lauryn, that they are going to play this victim card for the rest of their life. Yes, they are, because they are victims, you pieces of shit. Do you have no empathy for this family? You don't care about anybody but yourself. I thought that was really gross. And I can't even believe that they said that on camera.
It was very, very confusing.
Yeah.
The mom had a lot of anger to the police officer as well.
Yeah.
Which I thought was very valid.
Yeah.
She's like, none of this would have gone to this point if the police officer had done his fucking job.
Yep.
I think that that's correct.
Yep.
But if you are Sean, if you're Lauryn's dad and you're seeing these messages come in, I can understand why they would kind of go on that witch hunt.
Mm-hmm.
You'd hope that whoever's in charge of the situation doesn't. But like, as a parent, I can see why he was so vocal and pointing the finger. It's like, it said Florida. They're in Florida.
Sure.
Seems like it makes sense.
Yeah.
I can see why they did it. It's Kendra's list of victims is insane.
Yeah.
And she counts herself as a victim more than anyone else.
Yep. Yep. Even after serving prison time, you were in prison for almost 2 years and you come out and say this bullshit.
Yeah. So her job was like cybersecurity.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how she had the knowledge of how to do these hidden phone numbers and to kind of hide things and how to get in and look at some of this information to find what was going on Lauryn's phone and get into all of her accounts to get access to things. It still blows my mind. How did she get the phone number of Owen's girlfriend and his mom in another town?
I know. How do you do that?
That's fucking creepy.
Yeah. Very creepy.
That creeps me out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's over the top.
And also, how is she ever going to have a job ever again?
Yeah. Nope. No, she's a convicted felon, so that's a problem right there. But no, she still takes no responsibility, laughs when she talks about it. I mean, makes excuses. And she learned nothing. A person that has learned nothing is a sociopath. She's a sociopath.
Someone even says if they hadn't been able to upgrade it to the FBI, how far would all of this have gone?
Yeah. Yeah.
One, I mean, who knows what would have happened to Owen?
Yeah.
What other kids would have been roped into this?
Yeah.
I also can't get over what Kendra did to her own husband.
Yeah.
The betrayal in that. So, one, you and I would immediately side on women do not hand over all finances of your life to your husbands.
Yeah.
Hey, husbands, maybe don't do it either.
Right. Correct.
Right? Like, be involved.
Correct.
One, take some responsibility in it, right? And that goes for every gender. If you're in a partnership, you're in a partnership. Some people might be better at some things than others, fine.
Yep.
But you should both be somewhat informed.
Mm-hmm.
But Kendra was in control of their family finances. Apparently at one point, lightning may or may not have struck their house.
Yeah.
But she may or may not have committed fraud with the insurance company and just pocketed that. One day the family comes home and there's an eviction notice on the front of their house. And she's like, oh, don't worry about it to the husband. We'll just pack everything up and get a new place. I'll rent a new place real quick. They had to put all their stuff in storage and then they lost all the stuff that they had in storage. So her husband, all of his tools, all of their heirlooms, everything they own is gone.
Yeah.
She financially ruined her husband and her child.
Yeah.
He says it's 10 years of lies. She may or may not have even had the job that she said that she had at one point.
Right.
For a year. For a whole year, he thought she was employed and she just wasn't employed.
Yeah.
Eventually, that was all going to blow up. She actually said it was all really confusing and horrible when it all comes out. And she was like, but you know what it was? It was also great because it was an end. And it was a hard day, but at the same time, it was an end to the craziness that she fucking created.
Right. Right. She created this, but she made it someone else's responsibility to stop or to end. Right. You couldn't have done it yourself. Like, again, taking no responsibility. It's always somebody else. It's always over there. It's not me. You just don't understand. You just don't get it. There's more.
I've been through a lot of trauma.
What?
A lot of people have been through a lot of trauma and don't spin it to hurt other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think she thinks that she really hurt Lauryn.
No. Nope.
She does say that she feels bad for trying to frame Chloe.
Yeah.
I don't think Chloe gives a shit.
I don't think so
She
either.
feels
She shouldn't.
bad. God, fucking gross, crazy ass people.
Yeah. And the last thing, they have a disclaimer that says Lauryn is planning to attend college to study criminology. I wonder why. But, yeah.
Good for her. Good for her. I hope that she also gets so much therapy.
Oh, she's going to have to. The poor child. I don't know. Her dad is doing a great job helping her, but he probably needs therapy too.
Oh, yeah, he does. Crazy. Well, your kids don't need full access to the internet.
They don't. They just need you.
And they don't need you to make up fake horrible things to get close to each other. Just, if you have a boy, just take him outside and play basketball.
Right.
Or run around.
Right.
All they want to do is wrestle or throw a ball. And if it's a girl, they just want to watch a movie and talk about it.
Yeah.
Or watch reality TV and talk about it. It doesn't have to be direct. You just have to sit there and listen. That's all they want. That's all they want is somebody to listen to them.
Yeah.
I hope all the worst things for that woman.
Oh, I do too. I do too. Yeah. That was a hard watch.
It was nuts. It was nuts.
Mm-hmm.
But I think all of us also know somebody's mom that was kind of like that. You go, oh, I bet she would have done that.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we didn't have those cell phones, but I could see it.
Yeah, sure.
Fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next week we will have episode 2 of Salt Lake and a new documentary for True Crime Storytime. I'm just so excited about Salt Lake.
Great. It's great. So makes my day. I do. I love watching it more than once.
It's so good. Did you see Angie on Watch What Happens Live?
I saw a couple of little clips of it, but
Angie
nothing substantive.
Angie, I feel like, is just not she's just not an interesting enough character for me. Yeah. I think she's trying to be an interesting character.
Yeah.
And I just don't think it comes naturally. Like, a lot of these other women, and I feel like Whitney can kind of go that way too. I feel like that she's just not as naturally as charismatic as some of these people are, or as interesting as some of these people are. Yeah. And she's terrible on Watch What Happens Live.
Yeah. Yeah. Awkward. I mean, Demi Lovato, I think that was with her. She did better. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't actually know that much about Demi Lovato, but I found her charming.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw a couple of clips where they were asking questions about the show and Demi Lovato got all of the answers right. I know. It was amazing. Yeah.
Well, apparently she just watched it this year.
Yeah.
She watched all of them for the first time this year. Mm-hmm. Do you know what else I saw on TikTok? I'm trying to be less on the internet in general, but I was on TikTok and I'm seeing this flood of people going, all right, I'm watching Vanderpump Rules for the first time. I'm starting episode 1. Tell me what I should know. And it's just all of these first time. And all I can think it's I wish I could watch Vanderpump Rules for the first time again.
Yeah.
Although I have recently started a rewatch, and there's a couple seasons that you can just skip altogether.
Yeah. For sure.
But yeah, if you haven't seen Vanderpump Rules, if you haven't seen Real Housewives of Salt Lake, watch them from the beginning right now.
Yes.
It's worth your time.
Yep.
Just do it. It's so great.
Yeah, it is.
And on that note, we will have more for you next week on South Lake.
Okay.
Salt Lake. All right. I love you. Thank you for doing a podcast with me.
Bye.
And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Ooh.